Alright guys, in this one I want to go over one of my favorite builds for the Hunter. This build is going to be evolved all around the Caliban's hand exotic and just creating as much explosions as possible. As you saw from the thumbnail, melee explosions is the main theme of this, and you're going to be able to destroy everything and take it into every single bit of content. So just jump right into it. The first thing we need to go over is Caliban's hand. This has the exotic perk Roast 'em. Your proximity knife scorches targets, damages with its explosions, or ignites targets on final blows. After throwing a proximity knife, you gain increased melee regeneration until the next knife explodes. So the really cool part of this is the top part of the exotic perk. When you get kills with your knife, it's actually going to ignite enemies. If you do miss the knife, having that increased regeneration is nice to get the knife back. But the main thing is you want to have your knife all the time making explosions everywhere. It essentially turns your melee ability into a grenade. And by grenade, I mean a literal nuke. It just destroys an entire room of ads if you throw it in the center. Now to further improve the proximity knife, I'm going to be taking on your mark to get 3 fragment slots. But if I do use my class ability, I will get a bunch of reload speed, which is going to be really nice for my weapons. But the main thing is you are going to use the proximity knife for the most part. I am going to run gambler slots too, just in case my knife does miss a target. I can just get the knife back really quick. Then I'm also going to be taking knock them down, so my solo supers are more effective. So things like blade barrage is going to do a lot more damage, which is really good for this build. And then while I'm radiant, final blows with my throw knife will actually give me my throw knife back. So this is going to let you have infinite throwing knives at all time because you're always going to be radiant, and you're always going to be radiant because of the fragments. So I'm taking Ember of Appearance, solo weapon or ability final blows extend the duration of restoration and radiant effects applied to you. Ember of Torches, power melee attacks against combatants make you and nearby allies radiant. Ember of Char, your solo ignition spreads scorch to affected targets plus 10 discipline. Ember of Blistering, defeating targets with solo ignitions grant grenade energy. And Ember of Eruption, your solo ignitions have increased area of effect plus 10 strength. So with Ember of Torches, when you throw your melee, it's going to make you radiant, which then will instantly refund your proximity knife, and then that will cause the explosion. Ember of Appearance is also really good because I will be taking healing grenades, so this is going to be very good for the survivability of this build. You can have infinite restoration because with Ember of Appearance, it's his solo weapon or ability final blows. So since you're going to be throwing your knives at all times, you will constantly keep reproccing your radiant and restoration, which gives you more damage as well. Then when my knife does kill an enemy, my ignitions are going to be bigger. I'm going to apply scorch to those targets, and whenever I kill enemies with ignitions, which again will be all the time, I will get grenade energy, which means infinite healing grenades, which is really good again for survivability. Now I will also be taking 100 resilience up alongside the healing grenade. You can be extremely tanky with this build even as a hunter. Now for weapons, you can kind of run whatever you want to, but since you are heavily playing into ad clear for your subclass itself, I would recommend taking, single target damage dealing weapons, things like Izanagi's, a linear fusion. If you even want to run double special weapons, you could. If you want to take a trench barrel, a grave robber, 1-2 punch, any weapon like that, that would also work extremely well with this build. But getting into mods, our first thing we're going to go over is melee well maker. So power melee combatant final blows spawn element wells matching your subclass energy types. Now whenever I get melee kills with the knife, I will spawn a solar element well, which is going to be really good for getting your ability energy back. I will also be running seeking well, so that well I make will track to me, which is going to be really good. So if I throw my knife far away, the well will just constantly come over to me. I don't have to worry about running and picking it up. I am also going to run bountiful wells because this essentially makes it so your well mods that will generate you wells can stack. But if you only run one of those mods, you will actually just get 2 wells. So a melee well maker will now actually make 2 wells, which again is going to be really good for getting my ability energy back. And then for ability energy, I will be running Wall of Ordnance. So when I pick up a solar element well, it's going to grant me grenade energy. So now when my ignitions kill enemies, I get grenade energy. On top of that, whenever I pick these solar elemental wells up, I'm getting extra grenade energy, which again will lead to having infinite healing grenades. Then finally, I am also going to be running a Font of Wisdom. So whenever I pick up a well that matches my subclass type, I'll actually pretty much get a 100 intellect. So having a 100 intellect with this build is going to make your blade barrage also be extremely good for boss damage. And that is pretty much the rundown of the build. You just throw your melee and constantly get explosions. It's very simple and very fun. Now for other mods, I am going to be taking hands-on, so I gain bonus super energy on melee kills. You can swap these out for ammo finders if you want to, but having double of these with 100 intellect or Font of Wisdom, you will get your super back extremely fast since you're going to be getting melee kills all the time. And since you're throwing your melee all the time, I'm taking 2 impact inductions, so causing damage with the melee attack reduces your grenade cooldown. So this again will further increase the ability of having a healing grenade. You can heal your teammates, you can heal yourself, and it makes you really tanky. Now obviously you can swap these out for champion based mods if you do want to take this into in-game content. And if you do take it into in-game content, make sure you pepper down an enemy a little bit before you throw the knife so you can guarantee the kill, and then that ignition will still further just kill an entire room of ads even on higher difficulty content. I do just run a thermal shock plating and avoid resistance, so I can have resistance to every single element. And I also do just have a linear scavenger and a recuperation on just to further increase my ammo for cataclysmic. And if somebody does generate an orb, I will get some health back. But then the final thing is to utility kickstarts. This is going to be really good. So if you ever use your dodge to get your melee back, so if you whiff your knife, you'll essentially get around 20% of your dodge energy back, which makes it really easy again to just have it back if you need to use it again to get that knife back. But that's pretty much the build. Again, use Caliban's hand to throw your proximity knife. You're going to then create an explosion with the knife. You have things like Ember of Torches to constantly proc your knife, pair it with knock them down. Then on top of that, you have all your elemental well mods that are constantly giving you healing grenades back. You can spam healing grenades for you and your teammates. You're going to be getting a lot of super energy to throw blade barrage everywhere, and you don't even have to worry about weapons with this build, since you will have your super and your at clear AoE up literally 24/7. And this build is just extremely fun. But that is going to do it for the build. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. Caliban's hand is my favorite exotic on the hunter. I think it takes Solo 3.0 in all its good ways and improves it just like crazy. You essentially just turn your melee into a grenade, and then your grenades turn into a killing aspect. It's very fun. It is better than almost every single grenade in the game. It can just clear out entire rooms of ads. It's good in in-game and normal content, and it's something I would highly recommend you all try out if you do play hunter, or even if you don't. I think this is a very fun build for you to try out and give it a shot. This is pretty much what I always run if I am on my hunter, unless I do need to swap to something like void, and I really think all of you will like it as much as I do. And if you guys would like to try it, I will have my dim link pinned in the comment section below. And if you guys did enjoy and want to see more content just like this, consider subscribing, dropping a like, and turn notifications on. Also, if you'd like to join my Discord or follow me on any of my socials, all of that will be linked in the description below. But just know watching this video is way more than enough. Every single bit of support from y'all is truly appreciated. Thank y'all so much for watching this one, and have a great day. Peace.